Greetings, fellow Warlocks. I'm your host, Gentleman Zero, and this is Grayle the Farstrider, a Circle Warlock with no other variants. He's a secret Dominion Warlock, costs no points, and has a field allowance of character. Thus, your force can only ever have one at any given time. He has 17 health, stands on a 30mm base, and possesses the model advantage Pathfinder. He's speed 7 with an arcane attack of 6, melee attack of 7, defense of 15, armor of 16, arcane of 6, and control range of 12. A fast and agile warlock, one that likes to keep step with his soldiers. He has 4 special abilities. First, Leadership Wolfsworn. While within 10 inches of Grayle, friendly Wolfsworn models gain Prowl and Sidestep. There are 7 Wolfsworn choices for Circle, most notable being the Warpborn Skinwalkers. Every last one benefits from this ability, so keep them close. Then we have Prowl. While Grayle has concealment, he gains Stealth. Of course, any Wolfsworn near him does so as well. Then we have Sidestep. When Grayle hits an enemy model with an initial melee attack or melee special attack, he can advance up to 2 inches after the attack is resolved. Quite nasty, considering Grayle and his fellow Wolfsworn only need to hit the enemy. You could, theoretically, use this to get Grayle and his friends deeper into melee at juicier choice targets. And finally, we have Sprint. At the end of Grayle's activation, in which he destroyed or removed from play one or more enemy models with melee attacks, he can immediately make a full advance. Then his activation ends. A little addition to Sidestep, this makes Grayle shockingly mobile. Unfortunately, he has to actually kill the enemy first. Shouldn't be that hard, as we shall see. Grayle wields 2 hunting blades. They are range 1 weapons that generate power 10 magic attacks. While power 10 seems a bit lackluster, these weapons also benefit from Weapon Master, meaning he rolls 3d6 every attack, 4 on the charge or if he boosts. These weapons have the special action Combo Strike. Grayle gains +4 to the attack damage roll for this attack. This means Grayle can charge with a power 14 attack rolling 4 dice. Considering the average dice roll for 46 is 14, makes Grayle far scarier than he initially appears. Remember though, just because the average of 46 is 14 doesn't mean you'll always roll it. Dice can roll cold or hot. Trust me, I've seen it. He has 4 spells. First, we have Carnage, a cost 2 range self AoE control spell. Friendly faction models gain +2 to melee attack rolls against enemy models in Grayle's control range. It lasts 1 turn. This also affects Grayle himself, so instead of hitting with a 7, he'll be hitting with a 9. Then we have Fog of War, a cost 3 range self AoE control upkeep spell. Models gain concealment while in his control range. Remember how Grayle and his Wolfsworn friends gain Prowl? This is the spell to cast and cast early. Also note how it says models gain concealment, not friendly faction, so allies benefit as well, but so do enemies. That being said, if an enemy is within 12 of Grayle, that's a bit of an issue. Then we have Gallows, a cost 3, range 10, power 13 spell. When an enemy model is hit by this attack, it can be pushed d6 inches directly towards Gallows' point of origin. Nice little manipulative spell. All you need to do is hit, and the enemy is closer. Combine this with the actual Gallows Grove, and you can direct charge lanes and the like quite easily. Finally, we have Vanish, a cost 1 range self spell. Place Grayle anywhere completely within 3 inches of his current location. Vanish can only be cast once per activation. Grayle, as we have seen, is shockingly mobile, though he has little in the ways of making his own forces faster. This spell could be good for setting up an assassination or getting Grayle out of danger. And now, last but not least, Grayle's feat, Darkest Night. Grayle immediately casts Fog of War without spending any fury. Additionally, when a friendly faction model in his control range destroys an enemy model with a melee attack during its activation, another friendly faction model in Grayle's control range can advance up to 3 inches. A model can advance only once because of Darkest Night. It lasts 1 turn. An interesting feat that can potentially help you reposition your forces for further destruction. My issue with this feat, however, is what I refer to as the if factor. It does something if something else happens first. If you can kill the enemy, you get to move your models. But if is a very big word in this case. Have good charges and good dice, and this feat can put you into a big advantage. Don't, and you'll find yourself exposed and out in the open. Overall, Grayle is an infantry-focused warlock that can move fast and hit shockingly hard in the right circumstances. It seems to me he enjoys fighting ranged units, what with his Fog of War and granted Prowl ability. Though, of course, models that counter concealment and or stealth will be an issue, as well as more melee-focused models that aren't going to care about those things anyways. You do want to take plenty of Wolfsworn units as well. Warpborn Skinwalkers are some of the best, especially with their unit attachment, the Warpborn Skinwalker Alpha. Sadly, they do get a bit pricey at a total of 10 points. Warbeasts aren't that tricky though, as he doesn't really benefit them, so take whatever you want. I think the Shadowhorn Satyr or Scarsfell Griffin with their elusive animi is a nice choice. His feat, to me at least, is the only truly disappointing aspect. I'm not a fan of if feats, one that rely on something outside of your control happening. As mentioned, if you're rolling hot, it won't be an issue. If your dice are betraying you, however, then the disappointment will be palpable. My advice, don't rely too heavily on his feat to win the game. Use it perhaps to soften up the enemy, and if it does well, all the better. So, what do you think? Do you enjoy playing Grayle? What about fighting him? Did I miss anything? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and remember to monitor your fury.